Pose recently came back for its second season, and I couldn't have been more excited. I was completely enamored with this show last season. Ryan Murphy has become a TV legend, and I don't think there is a series that he has done that I haven't watched. The new premiere did not disappoint. All of the cast has returned. We have overall mother Blanca, the grand diva Elektra, we have beautiful Angel, the loving Poppy, and the resilient Pray Tell. We also have, in addition to all that, Damon and his love interest, which we didn't get to see this episode. In this season, it is 1990, and the premiere episode centers around the possibility of ballroom coming to the mainstream with Madonna's Vogue. Blanca was energized as ever as she constantly expressed that we finally hit the mainstream. I love how they juxtapose her newfound hope with the reality of her being diagnosed with HIV. There are several scenes that show how the disease is progressing, and they're both raw and real. The Pottersfield scene was grim and left me speechless. I can't imagine how a gay person at the time must have felt. The argument that it was some kind of plague that had come to take us away must have been stark. And I may have even believed it at the time due to my own insecurities. However, these individuals on the show are fighters. There is a scene where everyone rallies up to protest at a church all amongst a praying congregation. It was powerful. Of course, Elektra was absent despite Blanca's wishes. Her character remains consistent and one whose focus is always on herself. The latter to the point that Pray Tell calls her out mid-ball. Can I just pause to say how stunning this Marie Antoinette effect was? Elektra did not come to play with the kids at all. This scene I still feel is relevant today. So many in our community are entrapped within the vanity and fantasy that they are not pausing to take a look at what's happening within the real world. I don't think that Elektra doesn't care per se, but she's very much about status and reputation. I don't think she would ever do anything that would voluntarily land her behind bars. Their feud set the scene for what would happen later when Elektra quit Evangelista and flipped the table. Many of my friends criticize Dominique Jackson's acting skills, but I was raised in my community and I personally know so many trans women that are just as over the top and dramatic. Elektra is definitely a character that is believable in my eyes, and I absolutely love that the show has brought her back to her villainous anti-hero roots. Angel's storyline in this episode was also particularly appealing to me. This show clearly borrows a lot from the 90s documentary Paris is Burning, and the call back to Octavia St. Laurent's dreams to become a model were satisfying. I love what the show did here though. Instead of Angel being dismissed completely, she is told that she needs to get professional photos. The show then allows us to see the dark side of the modeling industry and what many women have to go through in order to make it. What is striking about this is that this isn't an experience limited to trans people. It is something that cisgendered women can relate to as well, and it helps to eradicate the false belief that trans women and cis women somehow have starkly different experiences. I will admit though, this whole Poppy liking Angel development has seemingly come out of nowhere. I feel the show would be clever enough to have planted the seeds for this last season. I mean, come on, Ryan Murphy. Was nice to see Blanca and Poppy stand up for her and take back those picks, and finally for Angel to get acceptance in the end. I'm sure Octavia is both honored and proud from beyond the grave. Other than that, Damon didn't have much to do this episode, but I am sure they're saving his storyline for when Ricky gets back. There is a lot to explore there, so I'm optimistic. I also love seeing Candy and Lulu back. Those two work so well together and remind me of so many relationships I love within this community. I'm interested to see where this season will take the two of them. Well, that's all for this week's episode. If you watched and enjoyed my review, please give me a like and subscribe and check out what else my channel has to offer. Bye.